Sean, you're coming off as another solid defensive performance. What do we need to maintain going into a strong offensive side of Dallas?
Yeah, I think obviously with things starting back up, coming off a little bit of a break, I think it's important just to make sure we continue to establish ourselves as a team that's going to be just relentless in what we're trying to do and how we're trying to play. And I think we're continuously building on the identity of the group, and we've seen big improvements. But I think we're a group that is humble first and foremost. I think, and yeah, it's a new group that's gelled since the beginning of this year, and I think we're just eager to continue on in the way that we have been.
Thank you, Sean. Now we'll move on to Zoom.
Thanks, Sean, for taking the time. We'll have our first question from Dave.
Sean, you just used the phrase, I believe, building on identity of the group. How do you see the identity of the group?
Yeah, I think it's just having a winning mentality and doing anything necessary at any point of the game to come out with the result we want, and that's to win every time we step on the pitch. And I think if we can, exemplify that and make sure that we show that every time we step on the pitch, we give ourselves a fighting chance. And ultimately, the results will be the true tell of where we are and how much we put into games. But I think we're an honest working group. We give everything to each other, for as long as the match is being played, and then during the weeks we build that chemistry so that when we do step out in the match, we can trust each other and go forward and do what we do best.
And you're the last line of defense, but obviously defense is all 11 players out there. What do you like about working with this group as kind of the leader of that defensive group that has brought this team so much success? Take us inside why only 4 goals have been conceded in 5 games.
It's a testament to everybody, not just the players who have stepped on the pitch. I think, we have a group that's really pushed the envelope in terms of making sure we understand each other, making sure that we do everything we can, and not just the tasks we're given, but just the extra bit to make sure that we are putting ourselves in positions to cut out danger, and ultimately, making sure we do our best to put opponents underneath pressure and not put ourselves underneath pressure. So I think it's just it really shows how much this group's committed to each other more than anything, and ultimately the message from the top down is just that, to make sure that we do that every time we step on the field.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Next we'll go to Donald.
Thank you. Hey, Sean. Good to talk to you again. Throughout the first month of the season, it feels like you guys obviously aren't perfect, but progress has been made. And I wonder, what as a group do you think is the next phase of that progress as you enter April?
Yeah, as you said, no team is perfect. You have your flaws, you have your strengths, your weaknesses. But I think you have a group that's just committed to working on the things that we can improve individually to add to the collective. It's really just making sure that we're taking accountability and responsibility for ourselves and our own performances, because if we have a full roster of players that at any point in time can step on the field and bring that same mentality, and bring, every player brings something different, right? A different dynamic, different abilities, but ultimately when we do that together as a group, I think you'll start to see us continue to achieve good results. So I think that's been the focus.
It's been a month and a half since you all have been back at Audi Field. Obviously, you return home on Saturday. What does that do to the energy of the bunch as you get ready to be in the friendly confines of home as opposed to being road warriors?
Yeah, I think we've gotten tested. Obviously, tough places to play, being on the road for quite some time. Even playing, in Baltimore, Austin, Atlanta. Whatever the task has been, I think it's made us stronger as a group. And being back at home in front of our fans, to play at Audi Field is special. We haven't gotten a chance to do it more than once this season, so we have to make sure that we go in and obviously continue to do our best, which we have, and ultimately just find it within us to give a little bit extra, being at home in front of our fans, and the rest will take care of itself.
Great, thanks, Son. Good to see you.
You too.
Thanks, Dallin. Next, we'll go with Bruce.
Hey, Sean. How you doing?
I'm good, Bruce. How are you?
Good, man. It seems to be a lot of emergency defending at the back, and a lot of blocks. And, it appears to me that players will just literally leave what they're doing when they have to double, get a block in, whatever it is. That communication is a lot better than it was last year. Can you talk about that? You guys talk about that a little bit watching the film?
Yeah, I think it's just a mentality. That's the most important word. Defending is a mentality. If you ask the group, I don't think anybody would say that they believe in emergency defending. I think you would get a bunch of guys that said that they're committed to do whatever they can at any point in of the game to keep the ball as far away from our box as possible. And then once the ball enters the box, I think there's just it's got to be a different hunger to make sure that we do all we can to give ourselves a chance on the other side of the pitch as well. And I think that the relationship with the guys on the front half of the pitch and the back half, and as long as we give ourselves a fighting chance in games, we have guys that are going to go out and win us games, and we've shown that we can do that, and ultimately we'll continue to get better on both sides of the ball. But I think just the commitment and mentality of the guys is what creates a good defensive group.
And as a follow-up, in the changing room, have you guys talked about the importance of getting these home wins? I mean, it was so hard to get a home win last year, and you're putting up some really good numbers, results. Coming back home, just the importance of getting that win. And I know how much it means for you guys, and for the Chico stand, for all fans in general, to get those home wins. Can you talk to our audience about what that means to the players?
Yeah, I think everybody should understand that to this group, winning every game is important, and being at home, obviously that's home. It's a place that we have to protect. It's a place that we need to be dominant. But ultimately, I think our mentality every game has been exactly that. It's go out with the mindset that we're going to win. We don't play games to draw. We don't play games to lose. And when you have guys who are committed to doing that, whether it's home, away, doesn't matter where we play. I think we always have to first have that as a base and as a foundation. And like you said, to go back to Audi Field, different energy, having fans rooting for us instead of against us in so many of the away matches. We've had traveling support as well, which has been tremendous to see the turnout from DC fans in all the away games that we've been to. We've had an amazing following. So yeah, we more than appreciate, value, and respect the fact that people are taking their time out to come support us, and we're making sure that we're giving the same back.
John, good luck. We'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce. Last one we'll go with is Dennis Gomez.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean, for your time. Just wanted to ask, it's been 180 minutes since DC United has been scored on open play, with the exception of the PK, which, it's from the spot. But just wanted to ask you, why are you guys working week in, week out to continue that line in an area that was had a lot of flaws last year?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here last year. Don't know much about what it was like to be here last year. Like I said, I keep stressing the fact that it's a group of players that's going to establish the identity that we want to have and we want to be known for, and ultimately going out every game, and we're not focused on the stats or the records or the minutes that we're doing things. It's the task at hand, and that's the next opponent, which is Dallas, and we're going out to win that game, and we're going to try our best to make sure that we do all that we can, again, individually, collectively, to get that result. And when we put 100% into games, I think then we can look back at the end once we've achieved something and no one looks at statistics or numbers or data. Once you win, that's all that matters. So that's what we're focused on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. That's all we got from us. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.